Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is May 13th, 2023, and this is my weekly market review where I'm reviewing the Dow 30 on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendations here. Even if I do talk about trading and trading levels and all that kind of stuff, do your own research, do your own due diligence, check with your financial advisor, check with your significant other, and see if trading is actually something suitable for you. Also, contact us and look into training if it is needed. It definitely is needed. Uh, Let me just jump right over to the charts, though. One of the things that came up on the Dow, on the other indexes, I do have ranges set up because that's one of the trading strategies that I like using. On the Dow, I'll do it right now. Where would I set up a range? I was looking at this beforehand. My bottom would be around 315 based on those bottoms. So I'm gonna put a marker here. I'm gonna change this up here like this. I like doing it like this. And say okay. My top, and I'm doing it, as you can see, I'm doing it on a daily chart. I know I would go around 350. I know I have a target of around 360. Me being a little aggressive and based on the way I like managing my trades, I am okay with that still. So drawings, I'm doing it like that. Just do it, go here, and I would go to 350 like that. Boom. And I'm gonna just put one line. I'm not putting a whole range there. It's just a level that I want to be aware of. I'll just put it that way. Don't create your own alert. Edit properties. Go here. Go here. Go here. There. Now you'll get where you see it on all time frames too. But this is what I'm kind of looking at. And if the Dow is going sideways like the Russell is, like the Nasdaq, in my opinion, is the one trying to creep up. I don't talk about the SPY here. Maybe I will start talking about the SPY maybe a little bit later. I know a lot of people are interested in the SPY. When I did my SPY daily trades, I got a lot of views on that. People were interested in that type of stuff, I noticed. But that's one of the things that we do on Monday nights. So that's why I don't go there. So they have something. Okay, let me zoom in here on this quarterly chart and get with this review. The Dow this month is kind of struggling, this quarter. We can see that it's turning red. It was doji last month. It's doji again this month. We are above the 10. But and the stochastic is already at the top, been at the top and hanging out near the top. It hasn't crossed that 80 yet. So again, just be mindful of what you're doing. Keep your stops tight and all. Be careful with your position size and all too. We're not in a full-on bull market. We're not in a full-on bear market. We kind of are in a sideways market. That was another reason I think we're in based on what I see, we are in a sideways market. So again, trade accordingly, manage your trades accordingly. Let me actually zoom in on this where you can see what I'm talking about. Doji is what I'm talking about. We are above the 10, but we're not going anywhere. That's what I see on the quarter. The stochastic is still below the 80. So again, based on your trading rules and your trading strategies, you may still have time to do something. Again, let's zoom in here. On here, we had our drop. We had our pop back. The Dow was actually one of the first ones to get above the 10 on the monthly chart. The stochastic gave us a nice bottom and gave you time to play just a little bit, but it's been going sideways. That's the whole thing. So I'm going to zoom in here a little bit here on this sideways action, and then you can see here on the monthly chart, this market has been going sideways a lot like the Russell does, So that's what I see here. We got a red looking pattern here. This could be a bearish looking pattern. That could have been a bearish looking pattern. That could have been a bearish looking pattern. This could have been a bullish looking pattern. But based on these patterns on this time frame, this market hasn't been doing anything, in my opinion. It's going sideways. So there's trading strategies that you should be looking at for that. The stochastic is actually slowly drifting up and not going anywhere, but it's leaning more towards the bullish side, in my opinion. As long as it's still below the 80, it hasn't got above the 80. It's just when it does get above the 80, it gets where if you are long, you just start managing. If it starts dropping below that, your stops may get triggered. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, I'm zooming in. As we can see, this is usually the 50 and the 200. We are above the 50, and the 50 is still above the 200. But you can see now on this weekly chart, even in this tighter, you can see my range here. This is a pretty, as you can see, this is a pretty tight. This is 15 to 50, so that's 35. That's 35 points. That's still a pretty tight range, I think. You know, I haven't really looked at any trades around this. I do not trade the Dow or this particular product, so I really don't know what it looks like for trading when it comes to the things that I trade. But it's actually giving some pretty good signal. It gave on the stochastic here, it gave a nice little bounce. On the stochastic here is at a top. Before, when it was at a top, it did give a pretty good little drop. We have gotten almost, based on how your trading rules and your trading strategies are, you may have already got your confirmation. It's all according to how you, like, again, it's based on how you trade that you got your confirmation, because this was almost like a little bearish looking pattern here, and this would be your confirmation candle on that bearish looking pattern, with your stochastic actually crossing back below the 80. How far will it go based on what you've been seeing in the past? It may come all the way back down to this range. I would more so expect it to maybe give another test down here, a support 2 or maybe a support 3 on my monthly pivots, since we're looking at a weekly chart. But that's about it. Again, this market has actually really been pretty tight here these past few months and stuff. But there is some swings. There's some stuff to play and all. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at the daily noise and wrap this on up. And I just want to go back just a little bit. As you can see, this seems like to be a pretty good range. That's why I like doing it on the daily chart to see where I'm at and all. And I'll zoom here, let you kind of like see what's been happening here. The stochastic here got up here in the management, and then when it did give you a little drop, it wasn't a bad time to actually get out of any long trade, get out of the Dow if you was playing it long and all. And it didn't come all the way to the bottom. It gave you one of our, bullish candle patterns, this 2 candle pattern here. It did give you a play, but it did give you another topping thing. It did touch the top, and it has come back down, and it came back down all the way down to a support 2 level, giving us a nice bounce off of that. And that's why I'm saying again, next week, if we're getting lower lows, lower highs, will we get a lower low next week? If we end up getting a lower low next week, I expect it to come down to maybe a support 2 again and give us a nice little bounce. No trade recommendation there. Just showing you what I see here happening on the chart. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.